What's going on, guys? It is Will here, back again, once again, for yet another episode of the Raider Nation Today podcast, episode 4. Me and Joey, really appreciate you guys sticking with us. 4 episodes in. We really love doing this for you guys. So shout out to everyone listening to this. As you guys know, the Raiders are currently on a bye week this week, so we will not be talking about a game this week, but the trade deadline is this coming Tuesday, so we will be talking about potential trades that the Raiders can make. We have one big trade, a couple players for the Raiders to trade away, mainly for picks. But besides that, Joey, do you have anything else to add?
So mainly in this episode, we're going to be talking about players that the Raiders can trade of their own players. There's some players that we think that they should trade for. We're going to be we talked about that before in some past episodes, so make sure you go and watch that. And again, we really appreciate you watching these videos. We put a lot of time and hard work into them, and a lot of research, and we really appreciate you watching. But let's get into it.
Yeah, so I'll start out with you guys. So we got a couple rumors, then we got trade candidates, like Joey said. Then we have injury updates on the IR who are expected to miss next week's game against the New York Giants. They're not confirmed to, but it's most likely they will miss the game. So we'll start out with the rumors. Supposedly teams are calling about defensive end Clelin Ferrell, who was a first-round pick 3 years ago. I think he was a 2018 first-round pick. And he hasn't really lived up to the hype. He's been playing solid, but, coming from a fourth overall pick, you expect him to be putting up great numbers. And he really isn't. So teams are inquiring about him. And Joey, what do you think the Raiders could get for him? Would you ever have a pick? Would you ever have a player? What would you ever have to get for Clelin Ferrell?
So actually he was drafted in 2019.
19.
Yeah, it's close. But so I would be interested. He's a great player. He has a great work ethic. He's just he doesn't fit well with the Raiders. He's never going to live up to that 4th overall pick. It's just not going to happen. And I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's nothing like a 4th overall pick should be. And next year the Raiders will owe him $9 million. So if you can move on from him, I think it would be a good move. Depending on what trades are, because we talked about there's been rumors teams have been offering for Clelin Ferrell. I think I would take a 5th round pick. I know it may not seem very like it has much value to it, but I would take that just simply because I feel like if you could just move on from him and save that money in the future, that would be good. And plus, you already have a lot of depth in the defensive end position. You drafted Malcolm Koonce, who's a defensive edge, who's edge rusher. You want to see what you got out of these younger guys, and it's already a position that you're pretty good at. So why not move on from him? Why not save some money? There's a team that needs him more than you and we do. You know what I mean?
Now, right. I got a question. So I know Carl Nassib is also a rotational piece for them. I know him and Ferrell, I guess the second stringers, or regardless the case may be. Do you think it'd be better for them to trade Carl Nassib? Would they save a little bit more money by trading him, or does it really not matter? Or
I think Carl Nassib actually took a pay cut this year. He actually was supposed to get paid more, and he actually took a little bit less of a contract, which helps the Raiders out, helps their cap space out. But to answer your question, I actually think it would be better to move on from Clelin Ferrell, just because you have to kind of just take your loss. You know what I mean? You drafted him 4th overall. He's not going to be that good. I would just move on from him. And Carl Nassib is actually been playing better, in my opinion, than Clelin Ferrell. So I've been seeing him in the game more. He's been making a bigger impact. He's more versatile. He can play more positions. And yeah, I'm not saying not disrespecting Clelin Ferrell. I think he's a good player, and I like his worth ethic, and I like him as a person. But it's just I think you just got to move on from him. You know what I mean?
No, right? Yeah, I agree. And I really think that like you said, it's time to move on, and hopefully he has a good career. Ferrell, wherever he gets traded to, if he even does get traded. This is all just a rumor, guys. So you have to reiterate that this is not he got traded. This is just a theory. Another rumor before we get into the actual trade candidates is Fletcher Cox. So this is a rumor. This is also not confirmed, but supposedly the Raiders called the Philadelphia Eagles regarding defensive tackle Fletcher Cox. He would make an instant impact on this defense. The only problem is he has a capped hit of about $13 million next year and $27 million in 2023. So